You're listening to TGI Sports Talk with your host, Keith Angle, on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Hey guys, Keith Angle for TGI Sports Talk. Just wanted to pop in quick, do a quick vlog and talk to you a little bit about some topics on my mind. I'm broadcasting to my TGI Sports Talk page, to Northeast Streaming Sports, and look for us soon live tomorrow morning on Zodiac, the Zodiac channel on Roku. So you'll catch us in all those spots. Today, guys, quickly, I want to talk about Patriots and free agency. I want to back off my Cam Newton statements a little bit last week. Some of you beat me up pretty good. Maybe rightfully so, maybe not. I'm not backing all the way off my statements. I'm not happy about that signing, but given everything else that's happened in free agency since then, I'm certainly lessening the blow. Getting a little more details on the contract, which, again, maybe I should learn to react less emotionally, but it's my passion for the Patriots that make me do that. Cam's only guaranteed $5 million. The team has not guaranteed him anything as far as the starting quarterback position goes. And I think there's something else up Bill Parcells' sleeve. We'll see. Some of the things that have happened since we chatted about that topic, though. Lots of things have happened, actually. Well, we brought Kyle Van Noy back. One of the smaller moves, but I think a very important move for the Patriots. Several players declared free agency. David Andrews, who was since re-signed. Terrence Brooks, Rex Burkhead, Adam Butler, Demir Bird, Shaquille Calhoun, Brandon Copeland, Cody Davis, Lawrence Guy, Nick Folk, who recently re-signed. Nick Folk did a great job last year kicking the football. Let's hope he has the same kind of success this year. Lawrence Guy, don't expect him back. Brian Hoyer, Jason McCourty, Dante McCreef, Joe Tooney, who we lost to the Chiefs, big loss, but some of these moves that we'll talk about here coming up will kind of offset that, as you know. James White, big cog. I really think James White needs to come back. Of those guys, the ones that I'd really want to get back, James White, Burkhead, maybe McCourty. Defensive backfield's a little weak. As you know, we have some players coming back from opting out last year as well. So really big moves, not moves, but reinstatements of Dante Hightower, Brandon Bolden potentially. Patrick Chung is a big loss in the fact that he was reinstated but decided to retire. Marcus Cannon was reinstated but was traded the same day. That led to the chaos and the good chaos that broke out since. I think Bill Belichick has decided to get back to his roots, get back to controlling the field on both sides of the football. Some of the people that were brought in here are going to do just that. We brought in defensive players who can rush the edge, who can push the play of action towards the middle of the field, and we strengthened the linebacking and the defensive line core, as I said before. Some of the big signings: Matthew Judon from the Ravens, Pro Bowl end and linebacker, kind of an edge rusher, if you want to call him that. Going to add a big dimension to the Patriots and being able to get a speed rush. They signed Gacho from who's a defensive tackle. He's going to help clog the middle up very nicely. As I said, they brought Van Noy back. They've got Hightower coming back. Some big signings on the offense. Controlling the middle of the football field, what the Patriots have done so well for so many years with really top-notch tight ends. We bring in Jonnu Smith, who I think is one of the rising stars as a tight end with the Titans last year. And I think he's ready to break out and suit many people in the NFL at tight end. Right after that, the next day, they bring in one of the best tight ends in the game, and Hunter Henry. Gosh, what a great player. Now you can throw the ball over the middle of the field, and that allows you to be able to stretch the field maybe on the outsides. And they've got some guys who can put the ball in the end zone. Hunter Henry, well known for scoring touchdowns, but they brought in a couple of free agent wide receivers, and Nelson Aguilar from the Raiders, and also who's the other? Kendrick Bourne as well. Now these are two guys whose numbers are on the rise, and I think will add a great dimension to the Patriots. They got a little bit more speed, maybe better route runners. The Patriots are ready to move on from N'Keal Harry. Just not happening. I can't say enough how disappointed I am in N'Keal Harry and his lack of progress. But you put them with Jacoby Myers, maybe to bring Bird back, who knows? But you have changed the dimension of this offense. And Julian Edelman, do not forget, is part of this team. They are deep now all of a sudden at some of these skill positions. I think it's still important at running back to bring back with James White, as I mentioned a bit earlier. And also you can put him with Damian Harris, who emerged last year as a very good running back candidate. And maybe Rex Burkhead. And you were pretty deep at some of these skills positions. So Bill Belichick has done a great job of remodeling this roster in 1 year. I mean, I think he was looking at a 3-year possible rebuild. Last year might have been year 1. This year could be year 2. It could be jump forward to year 3 if we find a way to improve the quarterback position. And what it's starting to appear as, he was willing. Bill, again, he likes Cam as a person, and that's great. And he's a great practice player. His teammates love him. Whether he can play, and whether everything last year was because of his physical lack of physical skills or decline in his physical skills, or it was the players around him, we'll find out if he has to be the starter. Again, I think somebody will be brought in, whether it's from free agency, which there's not a lot to pick from yet, or in the draft, to possibly compete with Cam. And maybe that'll push him further to get some real competition. Jason Stidham never got a shot. Or Jason Stidham, I'm sorry. Garrett Stidham never really got a shot last year. Or never really was given a chance to compete. And maybe that's because he couldn't. So Cam, I think Bill brought Cam back here because maybe he thinks if I can't get a better quarterback, this is year 2 of my rebuild. Look at these guys that he brought in. They'll compete next year much better than they did this past year. I think Bill took a good hard look at what was wrong from a player standpoint, a coaching standpoint, a schematic standpoint, and he felt they got away from who the Patriots' identity was, controlling the middle of the football field, both on offense and defense. And I think you're going to see more of that next year. They brought in players that are capable of making that happen. And if the quarterback situation stays what it is, then hopefully Cam can play well enough and stay healthy enough to keep them competitive in the AFC East with the ever-improving Buffalo Bills and the ever-improving Miami Dolphins. This is a much better division, but the Patriots are in much better position today to compete in that division. Still that big question mark at quarterback. I'm not sold. I'll walk my comments from last week back just a little bit. But Bill Belichick, I think, went all in. There's talk out there that this is a reaction to Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl and Bill Belichick being desperate. I don't think that's it, guys. I think Bill Belichick wants to do nothing except win. And I think he's doing what he needs to do. He's never really gone this all in on free agency. He's done it in the past. The year he brought in Wes Welker and Randy Moss, for instance. He's done it on a smaller scale normally, buying good players at a good value. And maybe this year he's gone in and paid a little bit more than he might have in the past for some of these guys. But these are guys who can put the Patriots back in a position to compete, number one. And then we're still a few pieces away. Again, as I said, the offensive line weakened by the loss of Joe Thuney. Some things got to happen there. If Isaiah Wood stays healthy, for instance, Shaq Mason stays healthy and progresses. David Andrews did resign. That's a big move for the Patriots. They may have to make another move. I think they will have to make another move on the offensive line, and that could come in the draft as well. And the defensive secondary is probably going to need to have something addressed there as well. J.C. Jackson's a restricted free agent. But I doubt anybody's going to want to give up second round compensation for J.C. Jackson. Hopefully it hasn't happened while I'm doing this podcast or this vlog. So anyway, guys, that's my take. I think Patriots are big winners. We'll talk more about it tomorrow on my Stream of Consciousness show. But we'll dive deeper into this and all the teams, all the winners and losers. But I think the Patriots are big winners. And I think Bill Belichick has done a perfect thing that needed to be done, as he's filled lots of holes that needed to be filled in order to get back to where the Patriots are used to being year after year. And that's in competition and putting themselves in play, not just for a playoff slot, but a potential Super Bowl championship now, or a quarterback at least away from that. I'm going to keep myself in check, but I'm much more excited than I was a week ago at this time. And I'm even able to walk back those comments about Cam Newton. Give me your comments. Hopefully they'll be, listen, I don't care. The negative comments are fine. I do not pretend that I know it all. You're getting my opinion, guys. My opinion, and that's it. As a 50-year fan of this team, and watching them play every game, I want your passion back. And I know what you give me is your passion, even when you disagree with me. So I'm okay with that. I don't need a bunch of people just to agree with me. If you agree with me, feel free to say so. Like it, share it. Join TGI Sports Talk for more, hopefully intelligent commentary and sports talk. And I'll hope to see you down the road tomorrow, 9 a.m. live, right here on TGI Sports Talk and Northeast Streaming Sports. See you then. Keith Engel for TGI Sports Talk. See you on the other side.